Harry wants to begin again. Duke tends to return to former duties after dust settles, watch out. Prince Harry has been tipped to return to his former role of visiting military families and veterans by royal expert Russell Myers. The Duke of Sussex is in the process of taking legal action against the UK government in order to allow him to pay for the protection of the Metropolitan Police. He is said to want to visit his family in the UK, but does not currently have sufficient security in place to allow him to make the journey. Harry and Meghan Markle lost their right to taxpayer-funded security when they stepped back from their royal roles in 2020, since having footed the bill for their own protection in the US. While many have argued that they should emulate their US security setup, Harry's legal representative claims the team does not have adequate jurisdiction abroad or access to UK intelligence information necessary to protect the family. Much has been said about when, if at all, Harry will be able to return to the UK, his last visit coming in July 2021 when he unveiled a statue of his mother, Diana, Princess of Wales, at the Kensington Palace's sunken garden. One of the royal duties closest to him during his time with the firm was visiting, defending and representing military veterans, the Duke having himself served in the army. In December 2021, he wrote a personal letter to the family of Nathan Hunt who are fighting to get their son's name on the National Armed Forces Memorial after he took his own life in 2018. Although he was a warrant officer when he died, defense bosses have said his name cannot be added to the commemoration for fallen soldiers. Harry told his parents Maria and Derek, "I deeply empathize with what your family is going through and so wish I could assist formally, had I been in the same role I once was." He added, "Grief can be a long and burdensome road. Please know that you and your family remain in my thoughts." Zoe Forsey, the current host of Pod Save the Queen, and Russell Myers, the Daily Mirror's royal editor, in December discussed Harry's reaching out to the family and how it may be a sign of his future role in relation to the military and its veterans. Speaking during the podcast, Ms. Forsey said, "It's things like this that make it look like Harry is really realizing that he can't do stuff like that anymore, but he's still making the effort to contact people to share his feelings and offer his sympathies, which I think is the better side of Harry that people have loved and they miss." Mr. Myers suggested there could be a role for Harry in this field going forward, and said, "Listen, I think this sort of tells you where Harry's head is at quite a lot. By saying that, I wish I could do more, undoubtedly he has been very affected by losing those military appointments, but that doesn't stop him reaching out to people he's heard of, it doesn't stop him attending Veterans Day memorial services in New York or wherever else in the US. And I think there certainly will be a place for him back here at some stage to get involved with the UK military and veteran associations. They would really appreciate him being more involved. And I think once the dust has settled, possibly in the future, that's something we'll see more of him in. We've got Invictus Games coming up next April in The Hague, so watch this space." Harry established the Invictus Games in 2014 after being inspired by the Warrior Games during a visit to the US a year before. It is an event that sees sick and injured former and current servicemen and women come head-to-head in an array of competitive sports. This year's Games will mark the first time in 3 years the competition has gone ahead, having been skipped in 2019 and then postponed because of the coronavirus pandemic in 2020 and 2021. The Hague will welcome the military personnel and veterans over the course of 6 days from April 16th. Harry, on losing his military titles, is said to have been devastated. Because he stood down from his royal role, he was stripped of his honorary royal titles including Honorary Air Commandant of RAF Honington in Suffolk, Commodore-in-Chief, Small Ships, and Diving, Royal Naval Command, and Captain General of the Royal Marines. But while his titles were taken away, he holds on to fond memories of serving his country on the front line. The Duke undertook 2 tours of Afghanistan, the first in 2008 and the second in 2012. A now famous interview during his second stint, where he served as a helicopter co-pilot and gunner, saw him cut short the exchange after being called to action. He previously said that being in the army was among the happiest times of his life, as the career made him feel less like a member of the royal family. Prince Harry, who currently resides in Montecito, California with his wife Meghan Markle and kids Archie and Lilibet, recently petitioned the British court to allow him to pay for private security during his future travels to the UK. After the British government refused his security proposal, however, the Duke of Sussex went on to file an appeal, insisting that he and his family require extra protection while visiting his homeland. According to Harry's legal team, the Duke plans to personally fund his own police protection, so as to not to impose on the taxpayer, and is simply requesting that his security receive jurisdiction abroad.